I can't tell. Okay.
No,
All right.
You can tell.
Yeah, now we are recording. Okay, so welcome to the first official video review of the show that I have no name for yet. There are suggestions. We're going over them. And here's the special guest star. No, Leonard, it is not Django, but we have Scruffy. Is that what you want to be called?
Dude, it doesn't give two shits.
His name's Scruffy. His name's Scruffy. It'll always be Scruffy. I'm calling you Scruffy.
Okay.
Okay, he's the guy who saw the movie with me tonight, and now we're going to talk about Django, which is about well, you guys already know, it's about a slave who's freed by a German bounty hunter who helps him find three brothers and then helps him find his wife, who is held at this place called Candyland by Monsieur Candy. Right? Monsieur Candy? French?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Oh, he wanted to be French.
He wanted to be French, but he hates speaking French.
He can't speak French.
He just hates it. All right.
Oh, sorry, that was a spoiler.
It's not really a spoiler.
Yeah, it was.
Not really. Spoiler's like an important event. Do I really have to educate you on my first video review about what a spoiler is?
Hey, this was a semi-spoiler. We don't get into it until you're about 30 minutes into the movie.
Oh, whatever. Okay. So, we're going to start this. Alright, we're going to start with the pros. I'm going to let Scruffy go first on what he liked about the movie, and then I will talk about it, and then we're going to talk about the cons. Okay, Scruffy, go.
Okay. So, my first pro is I loved the bullet count. They kept it true to the bullet count. And even though the gore was over-exaggerated, it was beautiful. Oh, yeah. And what's his name that plays Candy?
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, that guy. He played it awesomely. Like, really awesomely. He pulled off badass.
Is that all for pros?
Well, let's see.
You gotta list everything.
Everything?
Okay, not everything, but the important stuff.
Okay.
Oh. Keep going.
Let's see. I think that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay, cool. Alright, so I'll get into my pros. The acting's great. Acting's great all around. I love the dialogue between the characters. It's shot in a very Western-like style, so you see all the grandiose scale of the Wild West, and the action's so great. It's fantastic. You really get the sense that Django is the badass that he is created to be. And I love the character progression of Django, where he starts out as a slave who doesn't know anything, to this guy who speaks English, a natural with a gun, and a great character actor, which he later has to be during the later part of the movie. Now, I guess now we're going to go into the cons. Okay?
Okay, you'll start off with your cons
I'll
first.
start off my cons. Okay. This movie gets dark very quickly, and I'm not talking about the amount of black people. Don't do this. I'm not talking about the amount of black people in the movie. This gets very, very dark, and there are some scenes that are disturbing, and it's even more made disturbing because sometimes they're not going to show you the scene, but you'll hear the sounds, and it's very unnerving. I'm sitting squirming in my seat, which they want me to do, but personally, that's not a thing that I like. And secondly, I'm gonna hit this topic very quickly. You don't have to comment. I'm gonna hit this topic very quickly. The use of the N-word, now again, is part of the time period, and I understand that using the N-word is appropriate. Now, he also calls black people other things, but he keeps referring back to the N-word, and he's just taking advantage of the fact that he can say the word and not really just feel all that weird about it. It's like he calls them Mandingos, Jimmys, one-eyed Charlies, or is that just the one? Never mind.
Yeah, that was the one that couldn't see.
Right, and it's okay. It's like Mandingo Jimmy. It's like, yeah, it's not that big of a problem. But then it's just like he keeps going back to the word, and it's like he can't just call them man or anything. But again, that's just personal preference because of obvious features. Yeah, gore. If you go into this movie trying to put in real world physics, you have a bit of a problem because there are some things that are over the top, as they say, as this is like a blaxploitation western, and sometimes they take advantage of the fact that it's a blaxploitation western, such as the gratuitous amount of blood that splashes the screen when the shooting starts. And again, I love the action. I was like, every time Django has a gun, I'm like, yeah! But then it's just like, God damn. Okay, but now we're going to go to my buddy over here. He's going to tell you about his cons.
First of all, I'd like to preference this. This is not dark.
Okay? I was laughing through the thing. Okay?
Disclaimer: he's seen some shit, so this is child's play.
Touche. But still,
Okay.
it was funny.
Next point, we're crossing the 5-minute mark.
Fine. Okay. So, some of my cons are, yeah, it's unrealistic. They called it Germany, but the thing is, at that time, Germany wasn't established. They called themselves Dutch.
Cons regarding the film, not nitpicks regarding German and Dutch.
Hey. Your cons, my cons.
Again,
I have to duplicate one of his as, like, they're over the top when a bullet impacts. They do a lot of spraying blood. But the thing is, it really wouldn't do that. And I love the people that just go flying around everywhere. Yes, that was sarcasm. I'm told I'm very bad at it. But other than that, they did do a few. There was that nut scene, but then
we're not going to talk about that scene.
Okay.
You'll again, the disturbing part, that's where it comes into. It's just
that scene right there, I think they could have. I didn't need to see it.
Oh, okay. So you just brought up another con of mine.
Yeah,
there's some scenes that could just be cut. Like, they're riding around on horses for about a good 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally, I could take all the scenes from the movie of them riding horses, cut them out, and suddenly this movie just got a lot shorter. Like, there's some moments where you're riding horses and it's the character developing for, like, Django or Holt. There's other times they're just riding. And I'm just watching them ride, and it's multiple angles of freaking Jamie Foxx riding a horse. I don't need to see that many scenes of him riding a horse. I get it. He looks good on a horse. He's like the Old Spice Man. I don't need to see that many scenes. Again, this movie scenes could be X-nayed and be fine. I will tell you, the part where you get to see his nuts, I don't think that needs to be cut, because that just shows, this movie just kind of exemplifies the brutality of the era and what happened to people such as myself, which is why my time machine is set to 1970.
But the thing is, I don't need to see his nuts.
We don't need to see his nuts. We do not need to see his nuts.
Okay?
But I get it.
That was my big thing. It's like, to preferences, I grew up in a very, like, anti-gay household. So, being a male, I really have no reason to want to see another man's nuts.
And as a regular male, I just don't want to see anyone's nuts but my own.
Exactly.
But hey, okay, we're getting sidetracked by nuts here. I'm sorry. Overall, finishing thoughts. What do you think of the movie?
I thought it was perfect use of money. It was a perfect use of time, and it was a great movie. It wasn't a perfect movie, but it was a great movie. Of course, nothing can ever be perfect. If anyone tells you something's perfect, they're fucking lying.
Personal mottos aside, we're gonna try to give it like a score of like 1 out of 10, like something out of 10. Where would you give this movie?
7.
7 out of 10. My finishing thoughts are much like his. It's a great movie. It can be shortened. There could be parts not even included, such as riding a horse for, again, like almost an hour. Some of the more disturbing scenes, it's dark. It's a dark movie. Some people are just not going to be able to handle it. So I recommend this movie to somebody who can handle it. And again, the action's great. Character's great, except maybe Carrie Hilson, who plays the wife. And technically the writing for her is not really strong. So I'm going to go with him.
Wait. She's the one with the black wife, right? She's the black wife.
Yes.
Yeah, she was a horrible liar.
She's a weaker character compared to everybody else in the film that has such a strong presence. So overall, I'd have to give this a 7 out of 10. All right, thank you, and leave comments below. Tell me how I can improve, and thank you again.
Thumbs up for the fish.
I'm Jalen. This is Scruffy, and we'll see you all later.